Corals are the spectacular underwater architects that create some of the most beautiful structures in our oceans. Hello, young explorers, and welcome to another amazing adventure with fun animals for kids. Today we're diving deep into the colorful and fascinating world of corals, the tiny creatures that build massive underwater cities. Have you ever wondered what those colorful formations are when you see pictures of underwater scenes? Those are coral reefs built by thousands of tiny animals working together. That's right, young explorers, corals are actually animals, not plants or rocks as many people think. These incredible creatures have been on our planet for over 500 million years, building their magnificent homes in the warm, clear waters of our oceans. Let's start our journey by understanding what corals actually are. Each coral animal is called a polyp, and it's quite small, often smaller than your fingernail. These polyps live together in colonies, forming the colorful structures we call coral reefs. Imagine thousands of tiny neighbors all living in one giant apartment building that they built themselves. This makes learning about corals for kids especially exciting because there's so much to discover about these tiny builders. The life of corals is truly remarkable. Most corals have a special relationship with tiny algae called zooxanthellae that live inside their tissues. This is what scientists call symbiosis, where two different organisms help each other survive. The algae use sunlight to make food through photosynthesis, and share this food with the coral. In return, the coral provides a safe home for the algae. It's like having a best friend who makes you lunch every day. Now, young explorers, let's talk about the amazing places where corals live. Coral reefs are often called the rainforests of the sea because they're home to so many different animals. They cover less than 1% of the ocean floor but provide a home for about 25% of all marine species. Can you believe that? That's like having a tiny neighborhood in your city where a quarter of all the people live. The Great Barrier Reef in Australia is the largest coral reef system in the world. It's so big that it can be seen from space. Imagine building something so enormous that astronauts can see it from their spacecraft. That's what these tiny coral animals have accomplished together over thousands of years. This makes coral reefs one of the most exciting subjects for kids learning about our ocean world. Corals come in all sorts of shapes, sizes, and colors. Some look like branching trees, others like giant brains, fan-shaped leaves, or even deer antlers. The colors can range from vivid purples and blues to bright yellows and greens. This variety makes coral reefs some of the most beautiful places on our planet, full of wonder and discovery for children who love animals. How do these tiny coral animals create such massive structures? Well, young explorers, it all starts when a baby coral, called a planula larva, floats through the water and eventually attaches itself to a hard surface underwater. Once attached, it begins to grow and divide, creating more and more polyps. As they grow, corals take minerals from the seawater to build a hard skeleton made of calcium carbonate, the same material that makes up seashells. These skeletons give corals their shape and provide the foundation for the reef to grow. When coral polyps die, their skeletons remain, and new corals build on top of them. This is how coral reefs grow larger and larger over time, like a busy city that keeps adding new buildings year after year. Corals have some truly fascinating ways of finding food. At night, the polyps extend their tentacles to catch tiny organisms floating in the water, called plankton. These tentacles have special stinging cells called nematocysts that help them capture their prey. It's like having tiny fishing rods with hooks all around your mouth. But remember, most of their energy actually comes from their partnership with those special algae we mentioned earlier. Did you know that corals can reproduce in two different ways? Some corals release eggs and sperm into the water in a spectacular event called mass spawning. Imagine millions of coral polyps all releasing their eggs and sperm on the same night, often after a full moon. It looks like an underwater snowstorm and creates new baby corals that will float away and start new colonies. Other corals can reproduce by budding, where a new polyp grows out from an adult polyp, kind of like how some plants can grow from cuttings. Now, young explorers, let's talk about why corals are so important for our planet. Coral reefs are like the busy marketplaces of the ocean, where all sorts of marine animals come to find food, shelter, and places to raise their young. Fish, turtles, sharks, octopuses, and countless other sea creatures depend on coral reefs for their survival. This makes learning about corals extremely valuable for kids who care about our ocean world. Coral reefs also protect our coastlines from strong waves and storms, acting like natural breakwaters. They're like the guardians of the shore, keeping the land safe from the powerful ocean. And for humans, coral reefs provide food, medicines, and even income through tourism. Many people visit coral reefs to snorkel or scuba dive, amazed by their beauty and the incredible diversity of life they support. But young explorers, our coral friends are facing some serious challenges. Climate change is causing ocean waters to become warmer and more acidic, which makes it difficult for corals to survive. When ocean temperatures get too high, corals become stressed and expel their colorful algae partners, a process called coral bleaching. Without their algae, corals turn white and can die if the stress continues for too long. Pollution, destructive fishing practices, and coastal development are also threatening coral reefs around the world. This is why it's so important for kids learning about these amazing animals to understand how we can help protect them. Even small actions like using less plastic, conserving water, and learning more about marine conservation can make a big difference for the future of corals. Many scientists are working hard to save coral reefs. They're growing corals in special underwater nurseries and then transplanting them onto damaged reefs to help them recover. It's like a hospital and garden for corals. Others are searching for types of corals that can better withstand warmer temperatures. These conservation efforts are creating hope for the future of these magical ocean builders. Throughout history, corals have played important roles in human cultures. Ancient civilizations used coral for jewelry and medicine. In some Pacific Island cultures, corals were considered sacred and were included in stories and legends. Even today, corals continue to inspire artists, scientists, and explorers around the world with their beauty and complexity. Did you know some fun facts about corals for kids? The oldest known coral reef is about 500 million years old. Some coral colonies can live for hundreds or even thousands of years, making them some of the oldest living animals on Earth. And despite building massive structures, most coral polyps are quite small, typically less than half an inch in size. It just shows that even small creatures can create amazing things when they work together. Young explorers, the story of corals teaches us an important lesson about cooperation and patience. These tiny animals build massive reefs by working together over long periods of time. Each polyp adds a small part to create something magnificent that benefits not just themselves but countless other ocean creatures too. This is something we can all learn from, whether we're watching educational videos for kids or playing with friends and family. As we conclude our journey into the world of corals, remember that these incredible animals are not just beautiful to look at, but they're essential for the health of our oceans and our planet. They remind us that even the smallest creatures can make a big difference in our world. Just like corals build their reefs one tiny piece at a time, we can help protect our environment with small actions every day. Thank you for joining us on this underwater adventure, young explorers. If you enjoyed learning about corals and want to discover more amazing animals, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Fun Animals for Kids. We have plenty more exciting animal stories and fun educational content waiting for you. Remember, the more we learn about the wonderful animals in our world, the better we can protect them for future generations of children to enjoy. Until our next wild adventure, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep caring for all the amazing animals that share our beautiful planet.